Right, what is up, people? Episode 3. We are here. Say what's up, Dad.
Hey, what's up?
There he is. Today we're going to be talking about, let's get right into it. Let's talk about oversleeping, sleeping in general.
All right.
So you're a person who gets up at 6 a.m. fairly regularly. I'll say 5 out of 7 days a week. Would you say so?
I think that's fair. I've always gotten up pretty early, except when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm. When you were in high school, what time would you get up? 7?
Well, I mean, I always fought being on time. So whatever class was, I barely made them.
Mm-hmm. See, that's I don't know. In high school, I think I wake up pretty decent. I have a few friends who wake up 15 minutes before school starts and just get ready and go.
Wow.
But I need an hour 15 to really get ready and then drive there because it's 30 minutes away.
Sure.
So I'm probably up, let's say if school was at 8:45, I'm up at 7:10, 7:15.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's good. I have some also friends who get up at 6.
Wow.
But like, they don't do jack shit. They just sit there, I think.
They don't have to milk the cows or anything?
No, neither do I, thank God. But when you were younger, would people like from your generation always wake up earlier? Because I feel like older people wake up earlier. Or is that not true?
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I think that people back then were like the people today. I mean, there's, not necessarily slackers, but people who stay up late, have a hard time getting up early, resent having to be anywhere, fight it, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think so. I don't think there's a big shift there. You got the same kind of types of people there back then as you do now. So I'd say, nah, not really.
I mean, that's kind of interesting because when I think about your generation, I think of more hardworking people, I guess, which could be wrong. Like shouldn't be thinking like that, but like knowing that they have the same waking up struggles as so many of us do. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think you may be prejudiced by the fact that you've been around me all your life. So you see somebody who gets up early and works hard most of the time. I mean, so that may be what's skewing that point of view. But I've known plenty of guys who, when they were younger, and even in their midlife, they don't like getting up. Yeah. They're not gung ho types. So generally, I mean, I don't think you can generalize too much about generation to generation on getting up. Really.
It's funny you say that prejudice thing because I was just thinking we were at my friend's house and we were going through his grandpa's like old yearbooks there. Like he had to spend the night. He was house sitting for his grandpa, and he's the same age as you.
Oh,
so his grandpa's the same age as my dad, you. But basically, his house was like dirty. Like it wasn't like to the point where it was like hoarder or anything. It was just fairly messy. It was fine and livable, but it was fairly messy. And it was just weird to see somebody who's older have like not so great of living conditions that like they control, like just shit everywhere. And I was like, I've never seen like that happen.
Yeah.
Because I'm so around you who is clean, bed made, pick up stuff off the floor, vacuum it if it's gross. Like,
sure.
I'm very thankful for that because I don't like living in those conditions.
Yeah,
it's fine, but
yeah,
no.
I get it. And I've been put off, too, when I was growing up and I'd see an older person behaving in a way that seemed reserved for a more youthful point of view or perspective. I know what you mean. It's a little jarring, It's
like they should kind of a little know better.
Well, they should have kind of grown up a little bit. Yeah. I don't mean they can't still be sort of slob-like, but particularly if you're raising a kid or you have kids in the house, I think it's incumbent on you to set some kind of an example some days. I mean, I'm not talking about perfection, but, I think kids bring you around to a point of view where you look at your daily things a little bit more. They help you as an adult. They do. I mean, if you pay attention to them. Of course, if you never grow up and you're just an old child, which is ton of our generation is that way, then of course this doesn't apply. You're still the same behavior you were at 14, 15, only now, hell, you're 54. You know, it's like, wow, how'd that happen? Because you never changed. You never evolved. You never, quote, got it. You know, so I don't have a whole lot of, I don't know. I pass judgment on those people, I'm going to be very honest with you. I do, because I think they should try harder, you know, for their kids in their house. I don't care if someone's a slob. But if you got a lot of little kids in the house or medium-aged kids and they're learning from you, I think, you know, sweeping off the counter and washing dishes before they overflow is not that big a deal to ask. Just like having food in the fridge, et cetera, making your bed. But, you know, some people would consider that some kind of step on their freedom, or, man, you're really militaristic. No, I'm not. I've done certain basic things, and I'm aware kids look at me, my own kids and others. I'm aware of it. So I try to do a little better, but I ain't no saint. I'm no perfect, you know. But it is, I don't, which I'm getting back to it though, I know it's a drag to see some old person acting like they're a 12-year-old.
Okay, would you agree with the statement that getting older doesn't mean that you mature?
Definitely. You just get old.
Yeah.
You know, men and women, it's not really a...
That's interesting. Like, somebody could be your age, like we were just talking about, and not have the stuff in line. Like, they don't know that they should make their bed. Like, you should know that by then, you know?
Well, they may know they should, but they've put it in a place where they don't have to feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
They're kind of a middle finger to any responsibility. Yeah. And that's okay with them.
And by making your bed, that's like...
I know.
That's like a little thing, you know? I'm just trying to, like, say that to, like...
Sure.
Give context into, like, what's...
No, I get it.
Yeah.
It represents order. It's not really the bed. It's just doing things in a timely way, paying bills, etc. Not running out of gas.
Top of your shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, you just look ahead a little bit. You don't wait till the dog is out of dog food to go think about buying dog food.
Yeah.
You kind of, is that like super responsible? I don't think so. I just think it's just responsible. Just, hey, I'm getting low on dog food. I need to go buy it. You know, hey, the kid is out of, sandwich bread, and I know I'm gonna have to make, you know, a lunch tomorrow. You don't wait till in the morning. And if you do, that's the kind of parent that I'm never really very high on. I judge them pretty hard. I really do.
Should. I think that's...
Well, here's the thing. It's the kids that suffer.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
And so if you let the kids' well-being drive your behavior, you're on pretty good ground. And whenever I've been at those crossroads, what I should or shouldn't do, or to say, what's best for the kid? It's always been that way for me.
And that drives it. And that's probably a good thing, because it takes your thoughts off of yourself, and you have this responsibility. So, like, even though you're tired, you got to go get that sandwich bread. Even though you're tired, you know you have to do that stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you average a lot better if you put the kid first. I mean, and it doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes and run out of stuff and all that. It's just, it helps you to make the right choices. And, you know, that's kind of how it's helped me. But, of course, I've been a parent pretty much all my life. You know, my first son was born when I was 25, and I was still evolving at 25. Gosh, I mean, you know. But and then I'm 67 now, or 68 this month. It's the thinking about the kids first thing has helped me stay between the white lines on just, I don't know, the daily choices we make. And I've wandered outside the white lines, but I mean, it helps me to keep things in perspective. That's all. So again, the kids are the ones that suffer if you make the wrong choices, you know. So, they're just the ones that are going to pay the price, you know.
So I was watching Jumanji 3 last night.
Oh, wow.
And Danny DeVito's in that.
Oh.
Which I think that you look like a Danny DeVito, but like skinnier and taller. Huh. Like the top of your eyes are literally Danny DeVito's.
Uh-huh.
Because you have brown eyes and then your white hair coming off the sides. It's literally kind of you.
Uh-huh.
But less overweight.
That's funny.
But he was playing the guy's grandpa.
Okay.
In the thing, and he didn't understand video games. Like Jumanji, the basic concept is that they get sucked into a video game, Jumanji, and they have to play.
Okay.
And the grandpa gets sucked in with him.
Oh.
And he's like very like old. He doesn't really get what's happening, but like,
Sure.
it's fun. And at the end of the movie, they get out. They save their lives. Like they all perform the mission. And then Danny DeVito says like the benefits of growing old, because he always is complaining about it throughout the entire movie. He says growing old sucks. And then he says, but I get to see everything. And that's like his like kids grow and like life unfold. It's like, and he says, that's what any guy would want, So do you agree with that? Like, I know getting old does suck, but like, are you happy that you're old at the same time?
I am. I am. The short answer is yes. I want to see the stuff that my boys and other people who are younger than me achieve and grow up to be and all that. I want to be there for that. I mean, the alternative is very grim, And then again, I don't dwell too much. I try not to dwell too much on the getting old sucks stuff, because there are some issues about getting old that are not any fun. But I'm just glad to still be here.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a really low bar. Like, boy, you're alive. You're grateful you're alive. Kind of.
Yeah, I have so many people.
Kind of.
You have so many friends who have died that, like, I know.
Yeah, and I'm just glad to still be in the game. I have a buddy in Dallas who still working. He's still working 5 days a week. Guy gets up, he works. And he and I have talked about it before. All these people we went to high school with and before, they ain't working anymore, or they're dead, or they're retired, or if something has happened. He and I have often commented on, we're still in the game, So I feel good to just be in the game, and I wish I could do more and all the rest of it, but honestly, I'm good. It's enough for me to be here. Yeah,
it's good. That's really good to hear.
Yeah,
I think that as a kid, whenever it was funny, whenever anybody saw you like pick me up from elementary school, they'd say, "Oh, is that your grandpa?"
Sure.
And like that was kind of weird to deal with, but it was kind of weird. I was like, "No, bro, that's my dad, dude. Jesus Christ, my dad."
Yeah.
I never got like upset by it, But I think I am a little unfortunate. Like I'm very thankful that I don't know what I say. Unfortunate. I wouldn't say unfortunate. You are so wise.
Haha.
Like whenever I need anybody to like a question answered or like the morals of what I should do, like in any situation, whether you understand or you don't, you have a good answer. Whether I listen or not, that might just be on me, but it's a good answer. And I feel like the younger adults who are parents, I know for a fact they wouldn't give me those answers,
Mm-hmm.
So you being old, I am very, very thankful for, but it does suck because when I'm going to be 40, you're going to be 20, you're going to be like 91 or something.
Yeah.
Like 89.
Yeah.
And while all these other parents, all my other friends, when they're 40, their parents will be like your age now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be able to have you when I'm 40,
Yeah.
But that's just fine because I'm thankful for that because, I mean,
yeah,
the
no.
wisdom you give me.
I get it, and this is like a sensitive subject for me too, because before you were born, I got my first son into college. I single parented him from when he was 3. Okay, and so he went on to college, and then you and your mom I got serious, and then she wanted to have a baby, and it was like, hey, I just got one to college. And then I was thinking, it's not so much the work, it's just, again, the kid first thing. I said, I won't be there for all of his life or her life. Back then she said it was going to be a girl and all that.
You did want a girl.
Well, I had just raised a boy.
Yeah.
And but I mean, I'm cool with it being what someone told me once about that when I said, well, it's a boy, and they said, well, that must mean that God needs more good guys out there. That's why that happened. you know.
Amen.
Whereas
Amen.
for me, it was like, oh, I imagine some little girl that's like daddy's girl was like, I never want to leave home, all that kind of thing.
That's
It's a
bullshit.
fantasy, I
Yeah,
know,
it's a fantasy.
but I'm cool with both boys, and but I did think about that early on. Gee, I'll die before they're, maybe married with kids or old enough to, be adults. But it's better to be alive and have the cards you have, even if it's like a pair of threes. You go, this is not that strong of a hand. You go, yeah, but you're in the game. You're in the game.
Mhm.
So the alternative is you wouldn't have been born. So that's not a good alternative. And so I think it's cool. I know it's a little bit of a drag. I'm old. I get that. Yeah, being older than your teacher or hell the principal of school or something. You know, but I'm sort of young at heart, and a lot of people when they get to know me, they realize you look old, but you really don't see the world like some stereotypical old guy complaining all the time.
No, you definitely do not complain.
I don't.
You don't complain.
But I am old, and I mean that's what it is. Hey, listen, life is just got some really average stuff and some negative stuff in with this good stuff. So this my being older is not a positive or a negative. It's just the way that it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I'm thankful for it. Like I said, I'm grateful.
well, I try to impart the best I got to you when you do ask, but you're a kid still. No offense, please, and so I don't expect you to take all my advice or go, yeah, that's awesome. But I'm going to give you the honest view from my point of view, and it may not be popular. In fact, it won't be popular sometimes. Yeah, I've got to acknowledge that.
I think honesty over anything. I think you could lie to somebody and tell them what they're doing is good, or like give them some bullshit excuse that they want to hear.
Yeah.
But if you're not honest with them, that's not going to ever work out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It might feel good in the moment, but it's never going to work out.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll go on to the next one. Do you think it's bad for like somebody to judge someone heavily because of the fact that they do drugs, that they drink, that they smoke cigarettes or vape, that they spend like all of their day on their phone? Like, do you think it is bad to like not be friends with somebody because of it, because of those actions that they do? I say without a doubt, yeah, that's good. Like, you can totally not be friends with somebody if they do those things.
Well, you're going to have an opinion one way or another. It's what do you do with that opinion, I mean, you may not like it, and it may make you kind of down on that person. They're not going to be maybe your best friend or somebody you want to have over all the time. But I have had a lot of friends that overuse, overindulge, haven't behaved well, and they've been my friends. So, and there's been times in my life I've overindulged, I've overdone everything, and I'm still an okay guy. So, I don't think you should be too hard on those people, but you're going to have an opinion about it. I think one thing that's kind of I don't even want to use the word, but I started to say blessing, but that sounds kind of religioso. But I think one of the things that you could spin that with is it gives you an opportunity to help somebody. So if you do have a friend, a schoolmate, a neighbor, a girlfriend, just a girlfriend's sister, whatever it is that you're in close contact with, and they're, quote, misbehaving to their detriment, mental and physical and all that, you have a chance to step in and give them your advice, your opinion. And here's the thing that's so fucking amazing. Sometimes people listen to you. I know it's crazy. And in our world today, you'd say, show me. But every once in a while, I've given my opinion or advice or, hey, listen, buddy, however I might have said it, and someone has actually modified their behavior. Not that minute, no. But your opinion matters to people who like you and know you. So when you see somebody over everythinging and you just call their attention to it, like, hey, man, I noticed you're on your phone all day in school, the whole day. Do you even know you're doing that? No, man, I don't. they may start checking that just a little bit. Same thing with cigarettes or with vaping or whatever, certainly pot and all the rest of it. If you bring it to somebody's attention and go, are you aware of the fact that every single time we get together, you're high, man? I like you, but hey, dude, I'm just telling you about it. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't say anything. You know, if you have to say it in your own words and your own timing, but you'll be surprised that I don't say you go around trying to pontificate about that, or no one wants a preacher in the mix, but from time to time, you could bounce something off somebody like that, and they might listen to you. They just might, you know. So you might be able to help somebody. And I really believe it's a total 60s, you know, John Lennon kind of thing, but I really think we're here for each other, and if you can help somebody anyway, I think that's what we're supposed to do. And I know it won't pay the bills. I get that. I you know, but I really think that's what it's about. And so sometimes just a few words, and even if they get mad at you, or they think, hey, don't judge me, bro, they still heard it. And when they're in those wee small hours, they're alone with just them, they may picture you and picture what you said or hear it again and know the truth. I think we know the truth when we hear it. Oh, we hate it sometimes, but I think we know it. Just like a teacher calling you out and saying, you know, you didn't try that hard on that. You're pissed. But the truth is, you might, you know, kind of know that they're right. I didn't really try that hard. But you'll defend to the end that, no, I did. But, you know, you hear the truth anyway. That's all about that.
That's why I like my cross country coach so much, because he's so honest like that.
Uh-huh.
It's like, if you didn't try, he's going to tell you didn't try.
Uh-huh.
Which is great, because I usually find myself trying, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't put things off, so it's like a different kind of try. Like, I try all the time instead of just like when I need to, I feel like.
Yeah.
But that's a different subject. But I just really appreciate people who are, back to that thing, honest. Because honesty and being truthful and having the balls to be like, yo, you did not do good on that because you could have done better and you lacked effort. Not because you suck, but because you didn't put effort into it.
Yeah,
And
you know,
I think that's a great way to teach, or a way to parent too. I think that's really good.
yeah, and then I just had a notion before we abandoned this topic, and about the honesty thing. I have always, well, since I've been a conscious individual, a teenager, I've always felt the worst a person can be is a phony. Okay? I mean, whether I got that from reading Holden Caulfield or whether I heard it from somebody else, but if you're a phony, a pretender, you're not being honest, I think that's the bottom. Yeah. An honest murderer is better in my book. You know, a phony, like our last president, okay, is the bottom. It's absolutely, there's nothing below. That's the bottom. It's a pretender. It's not real. It's a lie. The whole thing's phony. That person, on my hierarchy, on my scale, from 0 to 10, that person's the 0. So you try to be honest. And being honest doesn't mean being popular. You know, I mean, it's lovely if it would be, but sometimes being honest, people are mad at you, you know. And you got to, and of course, you got to use some diplomacy. I mean, if your girlfriend says, "What do you think of this dress?" type of thing, and you really don't like it, you know, you might not want to be completely honest. I get that, but you got to be honest where it really matters. So if somebody shows off their ill-gotten gains, however it is, and you know that's not really that big a deal, but they're making it seem like it's a big deal, and your response might be, "Hey, bro, that doesn't mean anything. That gain that you got, that car, that money, that whatever that's really came to you in a way that's not legit, I'm not really digging it." That's being honest with them. Of course, you're not going to be popular with them.
No.
But you got to be honest about it, you know?
I think that that's somewhat true, but I also think that sometimes when your friends are doing dumb shit like that and you're really fed up with them, the best thing to do is to not be like, well, I think that you should change. Here's my opinion. Because they're not going to give a fuck about your opinion.
No, they're not.
And that's what you just said. Like, they will not care.
No.
And I've done it to my friends, and I don't care. So you have to stop being their friend. That's to the extreme.
That's to the extreme.
But like, I will stand by 110%. Where if you have bad friends or people who are doing dumbass shit, like just really off the rails, like, you have to stop being their friend unless you want to, like, normalize that behavior.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, sure.
Because people around you just create who you are.
I think that's right. Yeah.
But yeah. How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. Yeah, I'm just. It's what's cool is just being able to talk honestly to you and get to know where you're at right now, because it is a moving target, so to speak, and you're evolving.
Mm.
I've evolved pretty much. I don't change that much now.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but not much. So it's cool to see your evolution of your opinions and things, and it's fun for me. So, and that's what I think we were hoping to get done with this little effort here, is just get to know each other. If somebody else takes away a few pieces of something and says, "Hey, that was cool. I like that," or "I'm kind of going through that," or "Yeah, great." But really, it's ultimately just you and me just talking
just
about
chopping
stuff.
it up.
Yeah,
And that's another thing. We'll just be honest, and we'll have our opinion.
Yeah.
And our opinions will differ, and people's other opinions will differ. Like, I know if people watch this and they see that thing about Trump, some people will like disagree with that.
Great.
But hopefully,
Bring it.
Hopefully, what everyone understands, whether you like him or you don't in this case, that you could have a conversation with us and we'll talk about it.
Sure.
And our views will be different about things.
Sure.
But
well, and
judging people less, open to conversation, that's what we're about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people that like the former president or his the way he is.
But I don't want to turn this into politics at all.
No, I don't either.
No.
But I mean, they have a legitimate opinion too, is all I mean. That represents where they come from. So they're completely right from their side. 100%.
And I don't think that's bad. We'll go into, in school when you were younger,
Yeah.
were there pranks? Like, did people commit pranks,
There were.
And what were those?
I think first of all, not as many as you might think, but there were. They were kind of large and laughable, not painful and hurtful or.
Yeah, I guess committed was a wrong word.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, I think they were towards the side of humor rather than towards the side of I'm going to mess you up.
Yeah. Harmless pranks, but funny.
Somewhat harmless.
Yeah.
Still someone has to clean the prank up or, But I was, a lot of us were a little too intimidated to do pranks because the punishment back then was actually meted out. So you didn't get away with much. But no, I knew a guy who let out the air in the teacher's tires,
Ooh.
And, yeah. And so that's a prank, but it was very inconvenient for the teacher.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, it's fixable. It wasn't as if they took a, hammer to the windshield or anything.
Yeah.
But still, stuff like that. The pranks were along the lines of, I don't know, Three Stooges type stuff. You might, kind of slapsticky a little bit.
What happened to the guy who let out the air in the tires? Was he caught?
He was caught.
Oh no, what happened to him?
Yeah.
Paddle?
That was a
Expulsion?
behind closed doors deal. So,
Oh no.
yeah. So I don't really know exactly what happened to him, but he was called out for it. And that must mean somebody fingered him, whether it was a guy or a girl that saw him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guy fingered him.
Well, pointed him out. Sort of, yeah. Anyway, but you know what I mean. Somebody selected him and said that's the guy, but he was taken away from the classroom and stuff. But I don't. He did reappear.
Okay. Yeah.
So what happened to him? I don't know really. So it's. I think they were survivable pranks, like, using toilet paper on some guy's tree or, something like that. But the pranks weren't overly mean.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the toilet paper ones are going away.
I think so.
In young teenage movies that I used to watch when I was younger, that'd be a common thing for them to do. We'd go and TP houses. No one does that now.
No, of course not.
No.
No.
And I don't know anybody who has, except maybe when we were like in second grade, we did to like our neighbor.
Yeah.
But like besides that, no.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I mean, that was always a product of what was available. What could I grab and do something with? And everybody had that in their house,
Yeah.
like eggs or something,
Eggs would be a little more fucked.
Yeah. They're harder to clean up.
Mm-hmm. And can't they like dry and then it gets really, really gross?
Yeah.
Because I remember when we were living in Texas, in Fort Worth, and the van was on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And kids drove by and they just...
I totally forgot, but yeah. Yeah, now it's coming back to me. And they threw eggs at the van, yeah. And it was hard to get it off.
Yeah.
It kind of removed the paint, too, when you tried to scrub it real hard.
Mm.
Yeah. But, hey, kids.
Yeah. That's funny that you're not super mad about that. That's a good thing.
I'm not mad about it. No. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we got some stuff.
Okay.
We got some stuff.
Okay, good. Well...
Thank you all for watching today. We're going to clip this up, get it posted to TikTok. If you guys have seen that, it's the Age Gap Podcast on TikTok. Go watch it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right.
See you next time.
Later, episode 4 coming next week.
Sounds good.
Later.